And will be posted on our YouTube channel. We have to do roll call, so starting with Amanda. Here. Justin. Here. I'm here. Carrie. Here. Julie. Here. All right. And moving on to, looks like we have an adjustment to the agenda. We're gonna add 10.1, which is the approval for Superintendent Steve Perkins to sign findings and proceed with the CMGC process after 14-day period of no written request from the public to hold a follow meeting. So we're adding that to the agenda. Do we have any public comment on non-agenda item?
I did not.
Okay. So I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
All right, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, motion passed. Just a note, the November meeting is being moved to the 17th, and that was on the consent agenda. Fiscal overview. Do you have any questions about the fiscal overview? We've got a little report in there from Lacey.
And just on top of that, I think, with the ADMW as it is, our first reporting, I think right now it's a little above where we've been projecting the budget. So if nothing falls drastically, then I think we're in pretty good stead. We're the only district of the 10 in the South Coast ESD that have more kids this year than last. All of the rest are 5 to 8% down, and we're about 3% or 4% up. So that's good news. Bad news for the fiscal part is sitting in an ESD or sitting in a superintendent meeting last Friday. They're asking us to start presenting cuts from 0.5 to 5% in the state's roof. So that is in the process. I'm not projecting any, nor will I put any, because we're not in that case, in that scenario. Other districts will be severely impacted, whether it be a 1% or 5% is very drastic. And we haven't got the budget revenue. The revenue should come out again at the end of this week. And I think the biggest impact is going to be on SMA. SA and the high school success. Those two are will be hit.
But are you saying Myrtle Point will be?
Myrtle Point, we are in a financial situation now that if worst case scenario, if it was 5%, we would be about where we were last year, as far as state school funds. So it would not be huge. For those that are sitting on, because we're sitting on over a 10% cash carryover, whereas those that are sitting on 4 and 5% and that have millions and millions of dollars in their budget, 5% is a lot of money. To us, it's bearable, and it wouldn't be drastic, but it would be eventually with the next biennium coming up next spring, that then you would be, potentially could be harmful down the road. It would be not be harmful for the 25-26 school year, nor do I think it would be for the 26-27. So, but I mean, it would be, it's a out there kind of thing. If things don't get better and continue to get static or worse, then there will be budgeting issues down the road, but none in the foreseeable future for us.
And when will it be?
You won't know until the actual revenues come out. And then they will start going through the process. They're just asking all the state, departments, the different organizations to come up with different ways that they could cut. So that's not at the district level, that's at the state level. So ODE being one, ODOT, exactly. And then it's the trickle down effect. So
The loss of that.
correct. And the loss right now of actual state funds, of the corporate income tax, et cetera, because it's flat or down.
Yeah.
So, but again, that could quickly change. So it's to me, has no profound effect on us at all at this point.
Good news, bad news.
Yeah.
All right, any questions for Steve or about the financial report? Okay, moving on to the ZGS reports.
So Stephen Chase is here from CCS. He is the person I will be directly working with, and Cy, of course, but more Stephen than anybody else. So he is here to give us a overview of what this CMCG looks like, what it is, and then, of course, we have to okay that, which basically gives us the ability to move forward and in different bidding situations. So go ahead, Stephen.
Hey, Steve. So I'm Stephen Chase, CCS Engineering and Architecture. We're the engineers actually designing the seismic rehab for the Navy Middle School. CMGC, what that is a construction manager, general contractor. It's a different way to actually build the project and do the project with contractors. Traditionally, you design all of your plans, put them in for permits, and then you put them out on the street and you get the lowest bidder. That's the standard way. This is called an alternate procurement method for the construction delivery. And what we do is we actually bring in a contractor early in design, and they're giving us cost estimates and constructability reviews and reports and telling us, different approaches that would save us the most money and give us the most funds in the end to spend the grant as wisely as we can, because you have $2.5 million for the grant to finance the games. You don't get anything more from the state. If there's anything that comes up, we go and hard bid it. If there's change orders, that's all out of pocket to pay for those changes. With that general contractor, construction manager in the design process with us, they're vetting the project and the drawings as we're going along. They're opening walls, they're opening ceilings, and they're confirming exactly what the construction is. So it's a very effective process to stay in that budget line, the fixed grant amount now. With doing that, you have, as the school board, you're the contracting board, anything contract, whether that's construction or with us on the engineering side. With going the CMGC route, you have to present findings of fact that you're not going to hinder competition. So that CMGC process is still a competitive process where it's qualifications based. You want contractors that have been doing this for 3, 4, 5, however many numbers of years. You still put out a request for proposals out to the public, so you're getting multiple CMGCs bidding on it. And at the end of the day, they're still required to bid all of the packages out on the street. So your carpenters, your plumbers, your electricians, all of those still get bid. But we have that general contractor on board during design, helping us along the way with the cost estimate. And then there's also findings for significant cost savings. And that's where it comes down to constructability reviews and the step-by-step cost estimating and 3 of the design kind of milestones. Let's see. Competition is still competitively bid. Cost savings. Those are the 2 big ones, and then kind of 1 through 14 in the back of that is all of the supported findings to those companies. Any questions on that process and what CMGC?
And just on top of that, and if you read through this, which you should, it states very specifically that there is no dollars available from North Point School District to help or go above and beyond. So knowing that this project is $2.5 million, not a dollar over that, unless we find something that we want to do in the midst and do a change order. And then, of course, we would incur any of that expense. But at this point, with the fact findings, it specifically states that the dollars, there is no funded money or dollars in the budget to fund this seismic. This is $2.5 million and that alone. So, but if you read through the 14, it very, very clearly tells you why we're going this direction, because it gets a better bang at the buck. Go ahead.
Doesn't all fall on you.
Correct.
Any questions? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, superintendent report.
That's really all I had. The biggest thing was that we've done well. I mean, as far as enrollment, that's huge. Having gone like, so that county superintendent meeting last week, and they've all shrunk. Even our next door neighbor, because they've lost over 100 kids at Winter Lakes, which is a profound effect on them, obviously. So, but it, so they're getting fewer and fewer K-5 kids. Their high school is still about the same, but they're not getting the K-5 kids that they had. So they're down a bunch. And the Powers is basically the same, but the big schools, North Bend, Marshfield, both down significantly. So, that, like I said, that, and all hoping for this thing to happen in the port. I mean, that was the biggest talk, the superintendent meeting, is that whatever this thing is in the port, that it brings in, and they're saying workable jobs, right? Several hundred. And question is going to be where they can house them. So, I know that people, Bannis building, other, they're potentially looking at expanding some zoning for people to move in. So, and that could have an effect on us if there were to have availability, which there's not much, but like I said, so they're all saying that and hoping that these are their family job, their family living, but but is it going to bring families is the question. So, but then they're saying it is. So that was the good news. Other than that, like I said, the CCS, the seismic working on, and then, of course, the athletics are doing awesome. So, okay, so that's what I have.
Enrollment report, we kind of already touched on that. So, any questions for Carrie about the enrollment report, or any questions for Steve about his report?
So what are we losing numbers from? People moving out?
Our kids
Well, other people.
moving out, not, that they're not going back from COVID. Those kids are still staying out, or they're not returning to school. They've moved since COVID or during COVID, and they're just not there. And like I said, two of the big schools, of course, Coquille has the big online school, or Winter Lakes, and then of course, North Bend had Ovra, which was huge. And that was hundreds and hundreds of kids that's gone. So those places just don't facilitate as many kids. And so they're abandoned down 30, 40 kids. And I don't know. They're just not, obviously the smaller, the lower levels aren't sustaining as, the top. And luckily we're getting more kinders than we are graduating. If that process continues and goes the same, you're always going to have an increase. You're going to have an increase in enrollment, and that's huge. You have to have more kinders than you have graduates, and fortunately, in the last 3 years, I've had that. So that's big.
All right, girls wrestling co-op with Powers School District.
One kid, is that right?
I think so. Just one, Jen said one.
Yeah.
We've done that before, so.
Yes.
Yep. Yep. Division 22 assurances.
Okay, so annual situation, we have a variety of 70, 80 assurances that I have to say whether we are in compliance or whether we are not. We are in compliance with all Division 22 assurances, and there is none that we even have any question about. We have changed our graduation requirements. We've done. We're up to date as far as curriculum, and we'll continue to stay up to date as far as curriculum and our adoptions or what they're supposed to be. And that's in the last couple of years, that's been one of the things, looking at other districts. A lot of them are not compliant because they cannot afford $500,000 worth of curriculum for, say, science or math or whatever. So they did not adopt. So that's one of the things in the state that hasn't been happening. We are there. So we have all of the different types of diplomas. We have personal finance. We have the thing that go with graduation. We have a emergency operating plan, which was, that we are current with our water and lead, which I just did that one, tested all that testing last year. So all of, we're current in all situations. So I just want you to know that this just basically tells you that we are in compliance with all of what ODE tells us we have to be in compliance with. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And if you really want more stuff on it, I can give you all of the actual, dots for, diploma requirements and all that stuff, because it's about 100 pages of, to be in this Division 22. I'm just telling you that we are compliant. The district's in good stead.
Yeah, you got her.
I don't know, I can email that big of a
I can put over your hand and you call me, okay? All, yeah. All right, second readings of policy, DBEA, IKF, JFCEB, JHCA, and JOA. Any questions regarding those policies? Now moving on, the SIA annual reporting.
We had to change something, right? Is that what we had to do? Just,
No, that's just that one is just our annual reporting for the
Okay.
year. They have you answer a few questions. So those are the answers to the questions. We actually did really well in their LPGQ something, AKA long-term goals.
Yeah.
We met all but one, I think, and we were under just a tiny bit.
Good. Any questions? All right, public comment regarding agenda items.
None.
All right, action items. 10.1,
I make a motion. Motion will be for the board to tentatively approve signing the findings and proceedings with the CMGC process after 14-day period where there was no public follow-up meeting for was received.
allow
Yeah.
Steve Perkins to sign.
Yeah, last Steve Briggs to sign.
Second. All right, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, hearing no. Motion passes. 10.2, approval of Division 22 Assurance Annual Report.
I make a motion to approve the Division 22 Assurance Annual Report.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes. 10.3, adoption of policies DBEA, IKF, JFCEB, JHCA, and JOA.
I make a motion to adopt policies DBEA, IKF, JFCEB, JHCA, and JOA.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes. 10.4, approval of SIA annual report.
I make a motion to approve the SIA annual report.
All right, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes. All right, any announcements?
Just that we will, review the, template next month, because,
Okay,
and then we'll also, have the, FFA kids will be here next month as well.
cool.
correct.
All right. Cool. Good is the order. Start with Amanda.
Actually, I've kind of been out of the loop this last week, it's been a long week. So, I think everything's moving pretty smoothly. I like to see the turnout we have this year for, how many kids we have on our small district athletic teams. We have like huge amounts of boys going out for sports and younger ages, which is crazy, because like some schools can't even fill up the team. And then we have just like so many groups of kids, so that's good. Lots of parents helping out. I haven't been hearing, negative stuff at all. I think high school has started out pretty good this year. Kaylee? Yeah. I have one there this year, so. And I don't know, everything's going smooth.
All right, Justin.
Sorry. I had a long week last week. I'm like brain fried, so.
In the fiscal report, I was glad to see that the loan is paid off completely for the demolition. Yes. Yeah, we did about way sooner than we were supposed to be, so that was good.
Yeah, very much.
And just like you said about the sports numbers, it's great. I public volunteer coach this year with varsity football, and it's been fun. And then I haven't been to a volleyball game probably since I was in high school, so I've been going and watching those with the coaches, and that's been fun to watch, like our volleyball games. And so it's been fun. And yeah, I think that's glad to see this getting started. Have a building here.
Gary.
Enjoyed the stuff on the website about homecoming. Looked like that was good fun. And sports is good. I haven't made as many games as we wanted to, mainly because I forget they're there. I think about it, you know, like 9 o'clock, like, oh, the game was tonight. Okay. Other than that, I haven't heard anything bad. Everything looks good, so.
All right, do.
I'd like to thank, this is that infections, but, I pass it on. The son was in incidents at school in the last month that she could have dealt with, like, very simply with a disciplinary action. But instead she took the time and energy to make it a real learning experience for all the kids involved. And really make a difference in how Finn feels about going to school, and, you know, it just makes me very proud that we have a principal that will take the time to teach. So very grateful for that.
All right, so I like to see that everything's in compliance. That's always good. Definitely like to see that we paid off our loan, and I love seeing all the pictures. Thank you, Jamie, for putting on that effort. I know that takes a lot. And my kid absolutely loved going to Camp Redwood, and that was such an amazing experience. So that was just really good. All right.
And before you say, and kudos to Camp Redwood.
Mhm.
They granted us $3,000 because they had reduced outdoor school immensely. So it went from, last year was $450 per student to go to outdoor school. This year they dropped it down to 400. But that being said, we paid, I got an exact amount of grant money, and they ate, basically, gave it to us, about $2,500. So it was awesome by Camp Redwood to do that. They really wanted us out there the 3 nights and 4 days. We did that and it went really well. So it was, I'd say thank you very much for them.
And that's not what they're doing, right?
Yeah, it's usually 2 and 3, 2 nights, 3 days, and Camp Redwood really wanted to do this 3 days, 3 nights, 4 days. So they did it. They made it. Now, not all the kids made it, but.
Yeah. Kids were allergic to
They,
bees,
they,
so.
they couldn't, they got sick or they just couldn't stay overnight, the second. So anyway, but it went really good. So,
All right, well, with that, I will adjourn the meeting.
question?
That was wrong.